Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming what I wish I knew before having a breast augmentation. I did so much research for years and years and years before I decided to go under the knife and have a breast augmentation. And still to this day, there are so many things that I did not know. So if you are a young trans woman and you're looking to go and have a breast augmentation, I'm going to share some of the things that I wish I knew so then you can kind of make more informed decisions. But before we get into that, if you guys are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. That button will be down there, and give the video a thumbs up. And without further ado, if you guys want to know some of the things that I wish I knew before I got my boob job, then just keep on watching. So the first thing I want to talk about is scarring. That is my biggest insecurity, and that's something that I definitely want to mention. If I knew how bad my scar was going to be underneath my breast, I don't think I would have gotten the incision there. I would have maybe gone through the nipple. It is a lot less noticeable than having the scar underneath my boob. My boobs, I thought, were going to drop a lot more than they have, and I had my breast augmentation done 2 years ago. Now, when I'm standing up regularly like this, you know, the under boob, it is covered. So I can feel where my scar is and the boob covers it. But when I'm like either stretching or something like that, the scar is definitely noticeable. And it's more of a keloid scar. If you guys do not know what that is, I will insert a picture right here. It is raised, it's dark. It's definitely gotten less, you know, intense and less pigmented as the years have went on. But I've had my breast augmentation for over 2 years now, and I had anticipated that the scars were kind of going to be minimal to nothing at this point. But it's just the way that my body heals, and it's something that I have to deal with. The next thing I wish I knew before I went and had my breast augmentation is the sizing. I definitely feel like I went with a decent size, but if I know what I know now, I definitely would have went just a slight tad bigger. So when I first got them done, I was a lot skinnier than I am now, and I'm not big by any means, but I have definitely filled out in my hips, my butt, like every other area of my body, and I feel as though my boobs don't look as big as they used to because I was like really skinny and I had like, you know, these two big things on my chest that I never had before. So they were a lot more noticeable, and they were a lot bigger. And now I feel like they are very proportionate to my body, but I also feel that I would have went just a tad bit bigger. And I have 425 cc's of silicone implants like in here. I probably would have went with like 450 to 475. I wouldn't have increased much more than that. It was a lot more difficult for me because I am trans, and the fact is I didn't have a ton of breast tissue to begin with, so shoving in extremely large implant in a very small, tight area is going to make it look very unnatural and disproportionate to the rest of your body. So I definitely think my surgeon advised me to the best of his ability. I think they look pretty good. I don't think my boobs look overly fake. I think in this kind of shirt they do a little bit, but on an everyday basis, like when I have like a normal like bra on and stuff like that, I feel like my boobs do not look fake at all. They don't feel fake. They have definitely softened in the sense of like how the implant feels. Like I definitely think breast tissue has grown around it, and I'm literally just massaging my boobs on camera, like simmer it down. The next thing I want to talk about is pricing, and this really doesn't pertain to me, but in a way it does. When I went to go get my breast augmentation, insurance companies did not cover breast augmentations under gender reassignment surgeries, and now they do. So it's a little bit differently, but I fought it back then, and my insurance company did end up covering it way after I had the surgery done. So I did pay $7,000 up front to begin with for these things on my chest, and the insurance company did reimburse me after. Boob jobs are expensive. Any plastic surgery is expensive. It's not cheap. You definitely really want to shop around, because I know that there are a lot of places that will charge anywhere from 10 grand to like 15 grand. There's some that'll charge from 3 grand to 6 grand. It's just one of those things. You really do have to shop around, because you really need to make sure, for one, you're comfortable with the surgeon. You need to make sure that they're not ripping you off by charging you 3 times the amount that you would pay somewhere else. You want to make sure that they're a reputable surgeon. You do not want to go in and be botched and have, complication after complication, because that just becomes a mess. So if you have to pay a little bit more to, get that surgeon that, is reputable and has a really good, outcome, then definitely look into that. I will link down below who I went to. Dr. Jeffrey Rockmore in Albany, New York. I love him. I've sent so many people to him. I feel like his bedside manner was great, and obviously his work is even better. It speaks for itself. So if you are looking, for a breast augmentation and you're in this area, definitely check out his website. I will link it down below for you guys. The other thing that I wish I knew before I had my breast augmentation was nipple sensitivity. And this is something that I still don't fully have 100%. And I had surgery 2 years ago. So once, the skin is like being stretched, all the nerves are kind of just in shock. So you do not feel anything around your nipple or like underneath my boob. I didn't feel for a very long time, and still now it's very like iffy. I can sit there and like pinch my skin and I do feel it, but definitely not to the degree that I did beforehand. So sensitivity is something that you can lose, and it's definitely something that takes time to come back. Like I said, I had my breast augmentation 2 years ago, and I definitely have, sensitivity in my nipples now, but like underneath my boobs, like I'm still not 100%. And I'm hoping within, the next year to two, I will start to gain that back fully. And we'll keep our fingers crossed, because that's one of the things that makes me very nervous, that I'll like kind of lose sensitivity in my boob like forever. But it's still fairly new. It does take a while, for your body to adjust to a foreign object that you put in there. And it's only been 2 years. So we will see, how the sensitivity comes back. And you guys know I will update you guys on all of that as per usual. So for right now, it's like at like a 75%, I would say. The other thing that I wish I knew is how important it is to take your recovery. I think this is something that I really did not take as seriously as I would have liked to, because when I got my breast augmentation, I did make a vlog. If you guys want to see that, I will link that up here for you guys to check it out. But I did make a vlog, and I was like up and about right after I got out of surgery. I came home. A lot of people usually will sleep the rest of the day because they've been on anesthesia and stuff like that. But I was up and about and moving, and I didn't have help from anybody. I didn't want help from anybody, except when it came to the necessary things like opening the door and stuff like that, that they really advise you not to do. I really pretty much did everything on my own. I wish that maybe I took a little bit more of the help that was being offered to me, so then I could have recovered a little bit better, a little bit faster, because I was just kind of doing my thing like I normally would be. And I feel like that really did slow down my recovery process, because my body wasn't able to kind of heal regularly. But I also was not taking the narcotics that were prescribed. I decided against it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with Tylenol. And I did not have any pain, which is good. But I know that there are a lot of people's stories that do not match up to that. Like some people say they are in excruciating pain, but me personally, I was perfectly fine and there was no pain at all. And the last thing that I wish I knew was how much confidence it would give me. Honestly, my view on my body has changed so much over the past 2 years since I got a breast augmentation. I'm so much more comfortable in my own body. I like to wear shirts like this now because I have boobs. Like I have stuff to fill out what I'm wearing. I don't have to worry about having like little A and B cup boobs, where like now I have size D and I can wear whatever I want. It does make it a little bit hard though when it comes to like buying clothes, like definitely tops. I definitely have to go a size bigger, even though the rest of me is not big. It's just my boobs really make everything look overly sexual. But that is all that I have for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you're going to get a breast augmentation or it's something that you're very interested in, definitely do your research. That's my one big piece of advice, is do your research and make sure that you are ready for the surgery, because it is a lifelong commitment. These are not something that you get put in and then it's done and over with. It's something that you have to, take care of forever. And do not forget to check out my last video, which will be linked right here. Stay on the channel, have a couple laughs, learn a couple makeup techniques, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.